Very good friends, welcome to Chrono Gaming. I am Chrono Gamer, and today we are going to today. Today I am going to want to talk about a topic, a debate that is already quite old, quite sparse, but that they still continue to launch from time to time, and it does not suit them. They usually put it on television that if video games are bad, video games are practically as if they were a drug. And today I got a surprise, apart from seeing this game so good or seeing one more game in the ever case in the game store, but later. Before seeing this, I no longer had any doubts. I had to see it, and you know that just saying many times is a phrase I read in Game of Thrones. Not the book, it doesn't do it well. Right at the beginning of the Game of Thrones book, you already know that it is always usually put as a species, as mentions. He writes the first book of Game of Thrones. He says, "Thank you, Mimi," or I don't know who, for reminding me that in the smallest details, it is where the farewell is, which is, I don't know if you know it, but those of you who are from Spain, maybe they don't know either. But during these last 2 years, the Spanish government has spent huge amounts of money on foundations, beach bars like those of Fem and Power, Two Guys with a Stick because you disgusted me, the Malaga Yang, and of course a new AB Spanish Association of Video Games is official and next to the Ministry of Culture, who takes it to a communist called Alberto Garza, the one who said that we had to eat crickets instead of eating a good steak, or well then from the creator of this pearl, well it comes to us. This shit, the good player. Catalog of good practices for the good use of video games. Sure, this is fine, and on the other hand, it is useless. It is the eternal debate because in the face of this, it is very good. In principle, you are left a little confused as to why do they think that parents, or rather they know that some parents are complete idiots and that they prefer to have the child tied to a cell phone, a tablet, or a console in their room so that it doesn't bother them, so they can watch the soap opera or so they can watch football and the child doesn't bother me. It is like that, and you all know it. We all know that those who are good parents are noticeable, and those who are bad parents are noticeable by their negligence. This isn't going to convince them otherwise. In fact, when I arrived at the store, all this was replenished. You have made a lot of pamphlets that neither to clean up the order nor to clean up the total ortho to tell us what the PEGI system is, as if they were idiots. I'm going to tell you something that happened to me a few years ago about one in the game store. Precisely where a lady wanted to buy the GTA, not this GTA, this is from San Andreas, the GTA 5. A child who would not have, that is this one not even standing, would reach the children. He would be 8, 10 years old, 12 years old, it doesn't matter. I think it makes it very clear here for those over 18 years of age, but having played at 14 years old, it doesn't say anything good about you. Far from all this issue of parental control and supervision, establishing limits. How are you going to establish a limit if you have them? If you have already broken at the time you buy the GT to 5 or the GT to 6 or the San Andreas or a game clearly that says more plus 18 that puts it here is that it puts it here. And then the back, even with more Ian, right, puts a fist on you to tell you that it is not only for those over 18 years old, that the only thing they are missing is also YY with you have sex scenes that also has them. Well, no, you don't have to do a disgusting outfit for those bad parents to rebuild you and become good parents. Well, that's where I see that this campaign is useless, because those who are bad parents will continue to be bad parents. Those who prefer to be away from their children, have them sleep with their consoles, their cell phones, their tablets, whatever, but let them be far away and not disturbed. That these parents are known here, and then the children are seen. My poor little ones arrive, hyperactive ones arrive, not the next thing, but hyperactive in the sense that they don't want to play with me. They want to play with me, child. They have never told you no, never told you shut up. Don't get involved in adult conversations. When I see this and see that the parents do nothing, I say I'm leaving this, but here I am. For example, a friend who has a daughter and he controls and supervises the games that his daughter plays, and he is sure not going to become a rogue, and he is going to turn back. A violent one for having enjoyed God knows how about something that's made for adults, made by adults for adults. That is why I say that the devil is in the small details, and within this they also tell us other advice, such as understanding that playing with them already plays with them. No, yes, the idea is that they do not want to spend time with them. This is dedicated to those parents who do not want to spend time with their children. Even this pamphlet is not going to be read. Good parents are going to read it, but not bad parents. Bad parents will go, the GT to 5 or 6, and they will buy it at their own risk. Because in reality, I am going to tell you one thing: the illegality is not being committed by the child, in any case the child, and this is something that you should do. They should show it to them. In any case, the child has made fun of you. That is, you are the adult, you are the one who pays with your money for the games, you are the one who pays the money for this game, not so that the child does not. And if this game is not for you, it is not for me. It's over. There is no discussion. You don't have to with the Iron Bank. There is no discussion about what is. So buy it yourself. You tell the child, but the rest of my friends have to be special, of course, as I said, as my mother said. And if the rest of the children throw you off a bridge, you throw yourself off the bridges, and you stayed like the bridge, I won't throw you. Well, that's it. It's the same. This empty debate about whether you can play this game or not, that question kills me. There are signs for you, huh? There are signs. I mean, let's see if I put it this way, right? There are signs for over 7 years old and for over 18 years old or under 80 years old. So there are signs even on the cover. So there is there is an armed guy. Here there is a police helicopter. Here is someone with a slightly bulging eyes. Here is a woman of a happy life. Here there are games of chance. And as Bates said, don't even dare you. Here there is a gang member and he is armed. I mean, no one can take this just for the title and say, oh, well, I thought it was like this, like the Stoonie Hunter feat. The Stoonie Hunter, don't you, like you Ami, I bought him the devil because everyone talks about the devil, but then they look small. The dolls are small, of course, and it's also very diabolical and very strange. The game is called The Devil. I don't know what you expected. Well, anyway, that person who this happened to you a long time ago, or I say the one from the store, the one from the game, told him, hey, well, he can buy it for you. I can sell it to you. What response from her? What was the game? I pay for it, and I do what everyone in the store gives me. We are seeing that the child was wearing the games. And the mother told her story. Then I understand there are misunderstood people who do not understand or want to understand this, such as, for example, as happened to me a while ago also in another store, someone who is here in which a woman was, that it was obvious that she didn't know anything about video games. That is, she had never played a video game in her life, but it shows AH. He is the typical person because he was even out of tune. He was like, he had never been in a store. And what a coincidence, behind that woman, there are two great men, a little for her. One is her son and another is her husband. Guess who was hanging out at home playing while the mother was shopping? Can you imagine this woman calling on the phone with her cell phone and saying, hey, but what do you tell me that I have to have? Which one is yours? What is your email? Up to that point, I didn't know. I didn't know until the email that the father and son were both skinny. Well, that's another way of dismissing. In the end, as I say, parents, as a good friend of mine who is carrying a strong one who has a daughter and who told me the other day, precisely told me, no, I quite control the issue of, or not the issue of the games that you are going to play or those that you are not going to play because it is easy, my God. Although, of course, it is much easier to leave him the cell phone, child stops giving, stops bothering, and that is what I criticize in this video. That is what I criticize. You are not prepared to be parents. You are so childish that you have to give him your little toy to the children to leave you calm. You can say it any other way, but no more, no clearer. There are two types or several types of families, and of course I obviously stay with the family that comes from people who like video games, who understand that video games, no matter how much I know, are demonized a lot, that they are demonized on public television. All this state bar for this shit. Maybe you'll tell me tomorrow that it costs $300 dollars. Touch the pain, huh? Just by putting this in the entry that is a relationship with your child speaks, that is, you have not reached that conclusion. You yourself only have one problem, as I tell you, that you completely tie 3 kilos of tweets. Well, anyway, I mean, that's what you think of yourselves, but I had to take it out on him. Before you play Dead Island, which of course is not a video, it is not a live for apes, so I hope the YouTube people take that into account. When I wonder, see you tomorrow with more and better in Chronodyny or later in the live that we will do on Dead Island. We'll see how much we have left to finish the game. We still have some secondary phases left and all that. All this topic that I just wanted to comment on. I'm sorry that a thing like it is necessary this that looks like, in addition to Jehovah's Witnesses, that is the watchtower with this purple color that I am trying to hate. It is this coloring, this chromatic aberration. It is simply with a color, simply with a color. You know, you in Spain where it comes from and where it goes, and in many other countries where the color violet has taken over the streets, and look at how it's going. Look at how it's going to Spain. Look at how it's going to the countries that have been with this type of policy. This does not help. This is of no use. Those who are good parents, they are good parents. What they are bad parents, they are bad parents, and they will buy the GT. No matter what you say, they will come back the next day, they will buy it as if they were the ones who are buying it. And before that, the only thing you can say, one thing apart from the fact that if you like the video, you say you like it, you are the ones who are committing the crime, not the child. If he can commit the crime, obviously clear, but it is not the child. The child come to me and tell me that I will do all the tasks, that I will do all this, that you can promise me, my daughter, this game that says it is for those over 18 years old. You can't have it 100, but that, my friends, have them. Your friends, if they throw each other off a bridge, they throw you there too off a bridge. No, mom, I'm smart. You're not smart. You're a tiger, and I have to teach you, and I have to teach you not to be a sheep. What to say? Your only excuse is not that my friends have it, so you're a real one. Then we complain in cafes, in stores, in every place where we stop when we talk to our friends, and or we see other families and see how your children behave in such a hyperactive way, or like the mother, everything typical that you are in a cafeteria, you don't see how do you get your phone out? He gives the little drawings like the one that decides plastic chicken for the dog so that he is living. Well, friends, if you are with me and you think that I don't know where I have this here, if this is propaganda garbage from Spain, from a new beach bar also called the Spanish Association. I didn't know video games existed. I will find out about this association, and then the Ministry of Culture, led by a communist named Alberto Garzon, who couldn't think of anything other than to say that we should not eat meat, that we should not eat ham, that what that was eating crickets, well, one of those of the largest dog farms is going to be done. I think if not in Santander, in Sabadell, I'm not very sure, but that it is in Barcelona, I think it is Sabadell. Well, with this, we'll see it until tomorrow, and I hope you think carefully. If you have children, you already know what you have to say. No children, no, you are not going to take care of my chepa. I am the one who pays for it. Video games, not you. When you turn 18 and this next one becomes 18, then they buy you the fucking point and ball games. Until next time.